Will Democrats support the president's cautious stance on Iran? Congressman Joe Sestak from Pennsylvania has, in fact, defined the president on other issues, like running for the U.S. Senate seat against the president's pick from Pennsylvania, Senator Arlen Specter. For the view on Iran from the other side of the aisle, I'm now joined live from Pennsylvania by Congressman Joe Sestak. Congressman Sestak, good to see you, sir.
It's good to be here, Carlos. Thanks.
Congressman, did you just hear the conversation I had with your colleague, Congressman Pence from Indiana?
I caught about the last third or half of it, but got the general gist of it.
So how do you feel about that? His notion is that it's, and not just his notion, but your Democratic colleague Howard Berman from California, their notion is that it's important to speak up, that staying neutral, as the president and Dick Lugar and others suggested, is a mistake. Do you feel like we should speak up more, or are you concerned that that'll be seen as meddling and actually hurt some of the protesters?
I think the president is actually taking the correct approach. This is an internal matter that does affect us without any question. And it was correct for him to express the fact that there was 100,000 protesters out there that gave some concern to us about the democratic process. He opened the door, but he didn't close it all the way. And the reason that's important is because we are in the midst of another potential velvet revolution in Iran, to where those that believe that this Islamic State should be more Islamic or more republic is being brought about. The supreme leader of Iran, for the very first time since 1979, is actually directly involved and has been directly involved in siding with the Islamic side over the republic side. And there are many in that first revolution who are on the republic side. In fact, the way he has gone about this, delegitimizing the democratic process by saying there was no fraud, is actually potentially going to strategically make the cleavage between the two sides even more strong. And therefore, there is more of an opportunity in the future, if we don't come across as a bully in America, to have an opportunity to engage with those that the CIA has said in a national intelligence assessment truly believe that there needs to be a cost-benefit approach to foreign policy by Iran. I think he's got it right. Cautious, deliberate, not bullying, just right.
Congressman Sestak, I'm going to turn you to another confrontation, this time a more local one that involves you. As you know, Arlen Specter, the longtime Republican senator, switched to the Democratic Party just a little while ago, is running for re-election as a Democrat next year. You've talked about running against him. Now, you promised me that when you formally announced for running, that you were running, that you would do it here on the show. Are you prepared to formally say today that you're going to challenge Arlen Specter in the Democratic primary?
I don't quite remember saying I'd do it on this show, but then again, politicians tend to say too many things, and that's my issue. I think Arlen Specter has said too many things on both sides of an issue, and I'm not happy that the Democratic political leadership has actually decided in a democracy, the democracy as opposed to Iran at times, that there should be kingmakers in Washington, D.C. dictating to us independent Pennsylvanians who our nominees should be. That all said, I've made the personal decision to get into this race. I intend to announce very soon, relatively soon. I have been upfront about this. I'm going to go, as I did in the military, to an 11-and-a-half-month war on a deployment away from my 1.5-year-old. And she's 8 now. This is another 11-month deployment throughout the great Keystone State of Pennsylvania. We're making a family decision here with my wife supportive. I want to have my young daughter know that we are going to take time to make the decision together, because the establishment's not pushing me in this race. In fact, it's the opposite. But I intend to be in relatively soon, and I'm sure you'll be one of those when I make the announcement.
Congressman Sestak, so appreciate you joining us, and look forward to having you on again. Have a very happy Father's Day.
Thanks, Carlos. We will.